There's a lot of unpredictability going into this year's WrestleMania. A lot of matches is being tossed around to and fro, and we don't know the decisive plans for all these matches for WrestleMania. Who's going to face who? Who's going to fight Gunther for the world title? Who's going to fight Cody for the WWE Undisputed Championship? A lot of possibilities are being thrown around. I mean, if Kevin Owens was to beat Cody Rhodes at the Rumble, then that would completely alter the direction of the WrestleMania 41 plans. And, it would force them to go in a whole completely different direction. And I like the way things are right now when it comes to not knowing what matches is going to be taking place because for various WrestleManias, we as fans or analysts, you know, calling out this stuff, talking about this stuff, like we was predicting what matches was going to take place at not every WrestleMania, but like probably the past 4 or 5 WrestleManias. We were calling, okay, he gonna face this guy, she gonna face that girl, John Cena's gonna face him, and Roman Reigns gonna face that guy, and oh yeah, most definitely Seth is gonna face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Like we would see these things, these matches happen in our head like months prior before it actually happened. Right? We would predict all these matches that would what's going to happen at that year's WrestleMania 5-6 months prior. And to me, that's no fun. If you're watching as a fan, that's no fun because then you just know who's going to face who. And so it's better for it to be unpredictable. It's better to like wonder because man, when I tell you there's probably about 4 different WrestleMania opponents for Roman Reigns. And the four guys that could possibly face Roman Reigns at this year's WrestleMania is one, Drew McIntyre. It would make the most sense. They have a lot of history. They still got a lot of beef. Number 2, CM Punk. That favor that Paul Heyman promised Punk could be a main event match with Roman Reigns, right, at WrestleMania. The third option is Jacob Fatu, right? That would be an exciting match to be looking forward to, right? If there's any match you want to give Jacob Fatu for WrestleMania, it's Roman Reigns. And that would be the biggest match of his career, of his life, right? Because those two have never had much contact, physical contact. So it's like they're building up to that. They're showing the signs, you know, they're showing a little bit of here and there with Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. You didn't see a whole lot of times where they was fighting, where there was like interacting. So that would lead me to believe um, it could be Fatu and Reigns. Now the fourth one is obviously The Rock. Okay, The Rock is another choice to fight Roman Reigns, and that's probably the biggest match that they can do for this year's WrestleMania. Out of all the options, Rock is the biggest one, the more profitable match to do. And storyline storyline aspects makes a lot of sense. You know, it'll be like 10 years in the making where The Rock helped Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble. 10 years ago, and then Reigns got him booed, in which I never seen The Rock get booed ever in my life. And so another option I can throw out there, and this would be an honorable mention, is Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins could fight Roman Reigns at this year's WrestleMania. It would not be far-fetched, because Seth was the one that ultimately distracted Roman Reigns from finishing off Cody. And once Seth became a decoy successfully, Cody hit the crossroads and got the 1-2-3. So Reigns could exact revenge on Rollins. Like, there's so many possibilities. There's so many matches you can do with just Roman Reigns. I haven't even got to CM Punk. I haven't even got to Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, John Cena, Gunther, Seth freaking Rollins, Jey Uso. Who else? Like, a lot of the big names right now, they probably have about a multiple of wrestlers that they can face. There's multiple options. I would say Roman Reigns probably has the biggest list of options that he could face, right? John Cena, who could he face? A lot of people will say Cody Rhodes, a passing of the torch type of match, which I don't think that needs to be the case, because John Cena has not been around long enough these past 5-6 years to really be passing the torch to anybody, because he would have still had to been on top. And last time I checked, Roman Reigns beat him at SummerSlam 4 years ago, I believe. And that was kind of like the passing of the torch, because Cena was on his way out. He's been on his way out for years, right? But Reigns was the one that truly kicked him out of that, main event scene and, send him packing. So I am not too keen on Cody and Cena at WrestleMania. I'm just not. I think there's many and better options for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania than John Cena. One of them could be Randy Orton, okay, which is a much anticipated rivalry that we need to get. And you can't do that at SummerSlam. Like, WrestleMania is the biggest show that you can do that match of Cody and Randy Orton. And the history that those two have is very rich. Okay, another match is Cody Rhodes versus The Rock. Okay, that could happen if The Rock wins the Rumble, surprises everyone, enters at 30 and wins the Rumble and challenges Cody. And that's been in discussion for over a year now, is to do The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Now, obviously, with the Netflix debut, where The Rock and Cody had their interaction, their friendly interaction that pretty much dismissed and shot down any possibilities of them clashing for WrestleMania. So that can be out the picture altogether. We don't know, though. Anything could really happen. Cody has a more, not more, but like, he definitely has some more options on the table of who he could face. John Cena, The Rock, Randy Orton, a third match with Roman Reigns, which no one is going to be asking for. Let's be real. You're not going to want to see that. Or Cody Rhodes versus, I know there's another. Oh yeah, CM Punk. Yeah, Cody and CM Punk, which once again was teased on the Go Home show before the Rumble. Just like last year, they had their interaction, their segment, days before the Rumble. And that planted a seed once again that we could see Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. They are really trying to get you excited. It's not going to happen because there's other there's more options on the table, quite frankly, for CM Punk to wrestle and Cody Rhodes. So um I see it happening for next year's WrestleMania, just a grudge match. It should not be for a title. If Cody and CM Punk are going to have their match at WrestleMania, it should not be for a title. It should just be a grudge match at the very least. They don't need a title. And, just like with Seth Rollins and CM Punk, um, they could run it back again at WrestleMania. So for Seth Rollins, he has Gunther. If Seth were to win the Royal Rumble, he'll face Gunther. Most likely he'll face Gunther. And that's a match that's being heavily teased. Seth Rollins versus Gunther, or Seth versus Reigns, or Seth versus CM Punk again in a blow-off match.